Okay. Today, I'll explain how the JavaScript fetch API works and how it retrieves data from an external API. So the fetch API allows a web page to request data from a server. Um, it requests it asynchronously. So first we open a browser console on a blank page by typing about blank in the address bar. Then we run the command fetch here. So when this command runs, the browser sends a GET request to the server at the provided URL. And instead of immediately returning the data, the function returns a promise object. So a promise represents a value that will be available in the future after the request finishes processing. Um, when we inspect the promise, we see that its state may be, initially pending, meaning the request has started, but the result has not been returned. Then once the server responds, the promise becomes fulfilled, meaning the request was successful. If then something goes wrong, it may become rejected. Now, next we run the following command. So in this case, the dot then here, the method is used to handle the promise after it completes. So when the request finishes, the response from the server is logged to the console as a response object. So this object contains important information about the request, such as the status code, headers, and the body. So when we inspect the response object, we notice that the body is labeled as readable stream. This is because the browser it receives the response data in small chunks rather than all at once. So streaming data improves the efficiency and allows larger files or data sets to be processed gradually. Looking further inside the response object, we also see properties called status and OK. The status property represents the HTTP status code returned by the server, such as 200 for success. And the OK property is a Boolean value that simply indicates whether the response was successful, and then it returns true if the status code is between 200 and 299. So to access the data from the response body, we must convert the stream into a usable format. This is done by using the .json method, and we run the following command. Okay, so in this code, the first .then converts the response body into JSON format. The second .then receives the parsed data and then prints it to the console. The result is a JavaScript object containing the post information, like this, the body. Yeah. Next, we repeat the same steps using a different API. And this was provided to us in the slides. So first, we're gonna copy this. Oh, we could just do this. Copy, then we fetch. Oh, it's not gonna work because of these. Okay, So if we fetch that, it does return a promise object as pending. As you can see, now it has been fulfilled. Then we could do the same with this, getting the format in this way. We do have to change the URL to the one provided. Okay, so returns the response object here with the status 200, which means success. And okay, so as you can see, it is working. Now we can print it with the JSON formatting here. We can use the API, the URL, sorry. Uh, okay. There we go. So the message here is a dog image. Yeah. But we could also try with another one that I got here, which is a random joke. So we could do fetch. So as you can see, a promise object pending fulfilled. Now the actual response. Okay, I think we can copy it from here. Should work. Yeah. So returned status 200. Okay. So now we could actually see the body using the other scripts here. Now where's the joke? Okay. Oh, okay. There we go. Okay. So this is a basic joke, you know. So how many React developers does it take to change a light bulb? None. They prefer dark mode. Okay. So yeah, that's what we had to do. Um in conclusion, right, this exercise demonstrates how the Fetch API retrieves data from web servers, and then how promises handle asynchronous operations, and how responses can be converted into usable JSON data in JavaScript. And then understanding these concepts is essential for working with APIs and dynamic web applications.